Hello everyone, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm super excited to have you here. We're going to dive straight into your reading today. I apologize, my fingernails are quite a mess. I was going to paint them, but this reading came to me and I just it felt urgent. I had to hurry up and get here and do this, and I was almost sort of frantic, getting all the cards out. So we're going to take an in-depth look first at a past person, their thoughts, their feelings, and their potential actions. We have a variety of different cards. I'm just going to go intuitively through this reading. Then once we're done with looking at the past person, we're going to look at the new person. I intend to do that on the same video. However, I have no idea how long this is going to take. So if it's not on the same video, know that it's coming out next, okay? So guys, wow. All right. So hopefully there's something here for everyone. My intention is to put a timestamp, pin it in the comments, but also put it in the description box. So if you're only interested in hearing about the new person, you're totally done with the past person. Hopefully I have done that. Otherwise, you can fast forward along the bottom of the video and wait until you see me put the cards back, reset my desk and then start. Okay. Anyway, wow, this just wants to come out so bad. You guys, I don't know what is happening. I don't know if there is somebody here who is just really dying to tell you something, or if there's just, it's like spirit really wants to get a message through. I don't know, but there has been a lot of energy that you have a past person, yes, but you also have new possibilities and potential with other people. So I don't know. We're gonna see what happens here. I have no preconceived notions other than I'm looking at a past person first. All right, so here we go. Spirit, please show us for Pisces what their person's thoughts are right now. Okay, wow. And please show us what their heart space is right now. Oh, whoa, Pisces. Okay, and what actions are they gonna take? Oh my God. I literally, Pisces, I was like, gosh, is this not amazing? Because in the mental body, you have the Chariot. In the heart space, you have the Ace of Pentacles. In the actions, you have Temperance. It literally says patience. Ay, ay, ay. On the bottom of the deck, you have patience and planning. All right. So I think the takeaway from this first round of cards, and we are going to clarify all of these massively, okay? We're going to get into the nitty gritty, but the general message here is that someone is definitely thinking about coming towards you. They are thinking about having success and victory with you, with this Chariot energy. In the heart space, this person is, they feel like there is something solid or stable here that could definitely grow into more. They feel like they have just begun understanding or knowing, what could really happen here. But there's definitely been a seed planted. And while there may be no evidence that you are together or that anything is really growing beneath the surface, something definitely is. The seed has been planted. The seed has taken root, okay, in this person's heart chakra. In the actions, we have Temperance. They do want to come together with you, but this is going to require patience. On the bottom of the deck, we have the energy of patience and planning. So this is kind of an energy of things are happening that we can't necessarily see. And there is an energy of trust here that, have some patience. This person really has these intentions and they are working towards this. All right, so now we're gonna get a deeper look. This ought to be interesting. For Pisces, what is the mental body? Let me see what this says. Fate, destiny, and WYRD. I'm not sure what that is, wired or something like that. I think it's probably some kind of fairy word or Irish or Scottish word that I'm not familiar with. But the point of fate and destiny, you know, with the Chariot, there's almost an energy of this is destined for success, you know. This person thinks that you are, wow, on the bottom of the deck, you have wild hunt, excitement, frenzy, journey. This person is actually really excited about coming forward. This person does feel like there is something very fated between you. I think that they're missing you. I think that when they think about you, they do get excited. In the heart space, you have the solitary, dedication, self-love, focus. Okay, so this person, you know, they may have begun to come together with you on some level and then realize that before they could really love another person or allow another person to love them, they had to figure out how to love themselves, and that they needed to spend some time by themselves, you know, figuring out their emotions. Yeah, on the bottom of the deck, you have healer, nourishment, nurture. So yeah, this person needed to fill their own cup and before they could come together with another person. Because, you know, it's like what we have here has a lot of potential, and I do feel this sense of like, I don't want to mess it up. On the bottom of the deck, you have cunning woman, which is silent, observant, wily. This person's definitely spying on you. They definitely are. Oh my God, you guys, seriously with these cards. They're definitely watching and waiting. They don't want you to get too far away from them. They don't want to lose this opportunity. You are their focus. Like, this, first of all, is a 1 card. I think you are the only one, but also look how intense her eyes are. And then you have the fairy Norn, which is planning, patience, and cooperation. Clarifying this temperance energy. This is pretty obvious energy here. It's like, you know, I have to be patient. I have to let my heart heal. I have to get this in check so that I don't mess up this opportunity at love. With the patience and planning coming out again, this is a heavy theme. This person doesn't want to just rush in, but I think they are watching for sure, and they are observing, and it's like, I feel them not wanting you to slip away, but I also feel them, what is this energy? They have a real strong feeling, thought that this is fate, that this is destiny, what is between you. And so they do feel that, like, because it's meant to be, you are not going to find someone else. But there is that fear and that concern. And I do feel this energy of, jealousy, yes. I even feel like, you know, if you're hanging out with a friend or you're spending all your time on work or whatever, it's like there's almost this sense of jealousy of whatever you're spending your time with, or on. It's interesting, or whoever it is. It's not even like a romantic jealousy. It's just like I feel like this person knows what it feels like to be the center of your focus or to be the center of your world. And I think that anything that becomes the center of your world, the care, the love, the energy that you pour forth into that, I'm getting like gentle consideration that you give to it. It's like they're envious. It doesn't even have to be a person. it's like the energy I feel is like, heal, heart, heal, hurry up. And yet this person sort of having to be patient. There's definitely an element of divine timing here. Like, it will come together, you know, when it is supposed to. It may feel like it comes together at the very last minute. Like, it just swerves at the last minute when you kind of least expect it. Okay. All right, so this person, I think that they are really broken up over what happened here. They really do hope that they can change this, that they can turn this thing around, that you will be open and receptive to them when they do come forward. Like I said, there is a feeling of excitement here in the mental body. I do think that this person has been pretty shattered by what happened here. I don't think that they've been comfortable showing that or letting anyone know that, but they are really kind of calming how upset they have been without you by thinking thoughts about coming in to be with you again. You know, it's like the minute they start to get like completely drained and upset and worked up because there is a space and distance between you, it's like they immediately start thinking about how they can fix it, how they can change it, how they're going to come forward, fantasizing about it. What is it going to look like? What are they going to say? What is it going to be like? Are you going to see them as kind of a knight in shining armor? Or, you know, are you going to be relieved? Are you going to be receptive? Are you going to be happy? Is what has taken place still reversible? They may have left you on red, or like ghosted you, or you may have asked them a really poignant question and kind of left it with them to think about for a while. And it's like there is some kind of response that this person is holding for this space. In the heart space, wow, the heart whispers for sure. They're going through some kind of healing process. Yeah, oh my God. The heart, I'm getting, you know, that old saying, the heart wants what the heart wants. And, you know, you made this person feel content. You made them feel quenched. And they really are fantasizing about feeling this way again. The heart whispers. The ego is so loud. The ego comes walking into the room and is shouting, and it has this very confident, very firm opinion. You know, it speaks to us, it speaks to our fear, it speaks to all of these parts of ourselves that don't necessarily feel safe. And it's to motivate you to protect yourself, right? And I feel like this person's ego has always been sort of the loudest voice in the room. I mean, it is for pretty much all of us. We have to really work to quiet it, but our heart whispers. And when you're emotionally disconnected and you're not prioritizing your heart and you're not purposefully, mindfully, consciously setting out to hear what your heart is saying, you can easily miss it. Your heart will make you feel things, but unless we're really, you know, sentient by nature, you know, plugged in and tapped into our feelings by our nature, those things sort of don't make sense. It's like, why do I feel this way? Why am I feeling this if my head is telling me this? You know, if I'm 100% sure that I need to just let this person go, then why does it hurt so bad? Why do I feel so uncomfortable? You know, if I'm telling myself this is purely sexual, then why, when I'm without them, am I thinking about, you know, all of these other things, like, you know, having their children, going to the grocery store with them, what it would be like to have a house with them or to live with them. You know, they're the things that don't make sense, but they're felt. And we can't ignore them because we feel them. And the more we repress feelings, kind of the louder that feeling gets. But it doesn't come with this super loud, clear voice like the ego. And so if you're really used to just listening to the ego and just plugging into the ego and just listening to the ego, you're not going to hear the whispers of your heart. And it's like, I feel this person is trying to dial back their ego and really focus on those whispers. And through this process, they are ascending. You know, they're starting to have recognition of the feelings that they have and of the potential they have and of this fact that they do want something different to happen here. Someone may wear a hoodie. They may also have a beard or a mustache. I'm getting something about the physical appearance of this card. They may be dark-haired and dark-eyed. This person has suppressed their feelings and, you know, not acted upon their feelings for so long. See, they are worried about you being stolen, and they are watching because they don't want that to happen. Yeah, they're stalking your social media here with that fairy that's watching. And then you have the social media card here. They're definitely watching your social media for most of you. It could be, you know, talking to friends or, you know, really trying to tap into your energy if they have no way of stalking you. They may be energetically stalking you by like trying to tap into your energy and to do continuous check-ins. Like, are you still there? Are you still into me? Is this cord still open? You know what I mean? This person is trying to stabilize. They are trying to get themselves to a place where they can confidently show up and know that this is going to lead to success, that this is going to lead to victory, because they are showing up in their best possible form. I mean, wow, because they feel this pull towards you. They're having to really restrain themselves. They're having to really hold back here because they do feel an incredible pull towards you. I feel like even emotionally, I feel like even, you know, they felt quenched in their heart space in your presence. And without you, I feel like they don't. Without you, I feel like there is something missing. And they're cognizant of it all the time. And so that is even pulling them towards you, which I'm hearing, I'm getting is happening on purpose. They're supposed to feel pulled toward you. But they also have this definite conscious, I don't want to mess this up. Yeah. So you have my wandering soul returns home to your love. This person is thinking about coming in. Our love affair possesses my soul. They're really thinking about this a lot. It is the central focus. Yeah, memories of you sneak up on me. You are the moon and the stars in my night sky. There's no one else for this person. There's no one else for this person. My soul is transformed by loving you over ascension. You know, this person has, you know, made it a priority to listen to the whispers of their heart. This is like first time for them. I missed you while you were gone. This person is craving you. They are missing you. After the loss of our love, we will come back stronger. Their heart really believes that this is just a seed that's been planted that is taking root, and that they're going to come in and they're going to fix things. yeah, seduction and fantasies over nights together. This person thinks about that a lot and is very much looking forward to it. And I think that's part of the pull, and I think that's part of what they have to hold themselves back from. Because love is the answer and reason for everything. I think before they were trying to be very logical and analytical about it. They were trying to make it make sense. You know, they were very in their ego, very in their pride. And, you know, I think they are coming to accept that love is the answer and the reason. And that's all we need to know. We don't have to go beyond that. And man, wow, only you can give me the love that I need. Remember, I was getting that super focused on you, only you card. And now here's your confirmation. Yeah, this person, when they come in, they want to be able to say, my promises and devotion only belong to you. They want that to be like without say. Okay, so let's look at what is actually really blocking this person mentally, emotionally, and in their actions with these blocking cards. Okay, they have anxiety. They're too far in the future. Okay, I think this person may have commitment issues, and I feel it says you are afraid to get close to someone. They are scared to give them a chance. You know, I feel like this person is one of those people that looks for any sign of trouble, and then it's kind of like, I'll break up with you before you break up with me a little bit. But there's also this energy of like not even committing to need to break up. You know, it's like they don't want to look like a fool. I feel like there's a lot of pride and ego in this person, you know, by committing to someone and being, you know, like quote unquote, like whooped on someone or whatever, you know, like being that vulnerable and that intimate with someone and like kind of, I keep getting like, and having people know and then having it fall apart or failing at it. They're not, that's a big thing about why they're not committing. I feel like committing makes them feel very, very anxious. Like they could just end up being a fool for you, for the connection in the eyes of people that they want to respect them. In the heart space, I think this person has stayed in bad relationships to just not be by themselves. And I feel like they had an expectation here that, you know, in the beginning that this was just like anything else. I think that they weren't really expecting to develop feelings or to feel so much or to even feel like this seed had been planted and was really taking root and there was kind of nothing they could do. And it's like simultaneously they fear being by themselves and they fear committing. I mean, you know, they fear the two extremes and they haven't been able to find that happy medium, that good relationship. And I think that's why they're sort of taking this time out to figure out why and what that is. And how that feels and what that looks like, and kind of heal their heart to the space that they feel they could be comfortable being a reliable partner and being in a committed relationship and really developing and growing something. Because I feel like that is actually what they want. Yeah, there's a big theme here where I feel like this person, I feel like they've stayed in relationships too long, or they've stayed in relationships with people that were detrimental to them. I don't know if this was so that they didn't look bad in the eyes of other people. Although I think that they did look bad in the eyes of other people. I think when they broke up with that person, a lot of people came clean and were like, man, I was so tired of seeing you being treated that way. I was so, you know, and they may not have said anything to this person when they were in the relationship, but it's like they don't want to get themselves in that kind of situation again. And also that may be what they're really healing from is, you know, someone taking advantage of them or being abusive towards them. You have on the bottom of the deck too soon. It says you get too serious too soon, get to know each other before committing fully. I feel like this person is kind of like, I want to avoid the pitfalls of my past or the mistakes that I've made in the past. And I think that is something that they feel like they did. Like if they had given it more time, instead of being like, oh, wow, I'm like really attracted to this person and this, seems right or seems good or makes sense or is logical and analytical. Love will never be illogical and analytical. So if it makes sense, it might not be love. You know what I mean? But it's like they kind of look back and go, gosh, if I would have dated this person longer before I asked them to be serious with me or whatever, I would have saved myself, months, probably years, possibly, of abuse, of, that kind of torture that I was in, and where I could like never make this person happy, or where they were using me, or, I just feel an energy of being really drained all the time. Okay, so what is this relationship? What is the lesson of this relationship? What is this relationship trying to teach you? What was the purpose? Okay, instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Hope is the conduit for miracles. So I feel that this relationship was teaching you how not to become fixated on one person or to give your power away by putting someone in a position to be your happiness and to make you feel as though you could not be happy without this person. And that sometimes, it's like if you're praying for someone, okay, I get this a lot, but it's like you're praying for someone that did not treat you right and was, kind of abusive or had, or maybe was an addict or was codependent or was narcissistic, and they didn't treat you right. But there's something about them that has you hooked on them. So you keep manifesting and trying to pray for the return of this person, but in a different energy. And let me tell you, neither one of those things are in the universe's control. Neither one of those things can the universe really 100% deliver to you. Can they help you to cross paths with a different soulmate? Sure. Can they help you to cross paths with that person so that you can have a conversation? Maybe. But can they, get this person to use their free will choices to choose health and well-being and the betterment of themselves? And can they get this person to choose you and to come back around and to be brave and to try to make this relationship work? No. That person has free will choices. It is their free will choice whether they change, whether they heal, whether they see something, or whether they don't. It is also their choice whether they come back. And they could love you to the ends of the earth. You could be their every single thing. And they still might not choose you because of whatever dis-ease they possess within them, insecurity, fear, whatever. But hope is the conduit for miracles. So every time you say, I hope this person heals, I hope I get another opportunity with this person after they have healed, I hope, and this isn't manipulative hoping. Right? We have to really be our own police officers here, because you're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling the universe. You're not fooling anybody. You're not even really fooling yourself. So be honest, just cut the bullshit. And know that when you are dishonest with yourself, or when you're trying to fudge the rules, or when you're telling yourself, well, that's okay, I usually do the right thing, or whatever, know that that's coming from a wounded place. That you not being in alignment with yourself in that space, and you letting yourself off the hook from being in alignment in that space, that's something that needs healed. It's a gift to be able to see that. It's a gift to be able to know that. And that's what relationships show us and teach us. So that is part of the purpose of this relationship. We can't skate over it. We can't pretend that it doesn't exist. We can't, pretend it's a perfect world and it's only the other person that always has to change or whatever. You know what I'm saying? All of this is an opportunity for us to look at ourselves and why are we like this? Why are we feeling this way? But that old saying, you catch more flies with honey. That's what I'm getting here with this hope as a conduit for miracles. You may also be pessimistic. You may be self-doubting. You may be, someone who gives into a lot of fear and you may find yourself in many, many nights alone thinking, what if there was someone else? What if they're thinking this? What if they're not thinking about me? What if they're over this? What if I'm holding on to them and holding space for them and they don't even care about me? What if they never did? What if, this? What if that? Da, 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 da. And getting yourself super worked up. And that only has negative effects because all of your thoughts are powerful. All of your thoughts are creating your reality. All of them. Not just the ones we want, not just the ones where we're like, hey, I'm manifesting this. All of them. And I'm not trying to tell you to be toxically positive or anything. I'm just telling you to be mindful. You're the conscious observer observing your thoughts. You don't have to identify with your thoughts. You don't have to hold on to your thoughts. You don't have to bring those thoughts into reality. You don't even have to give those thoughts a voice. You can just observe them and say, oh, I see myself thinking that. Oh, I see myself feeling that. Well, that's not going to serve me. I'm going to let that go. And then you can choose what you want to think about. You can choose to then start thinking, I am safe. I love myself. I love this about myself. I love that about myself. I am secure in my bed, in my house. I am so grateful that I have such an abundant life, that I have such a warm and comfortable bed under such a safe and secure roof, that I'm not cold, that I'm not hot, that I'm healthy, that I'm young, that I'm strong, that I, have the power and fortitude to be by myself rather than in an abusive relationship. We guide our thoughts. We are the ones in control. It's not the other way around. And when your thoughts are in control of you, that's when the wheels fall off the wagon. All right. So this is definitely teaching you a lot, this relationship. Let's look at the best possible outcome. And then we will look at new love. All right, best possible outcome for Pisces. Wow, the Three of Swords stuck way out of the deck. It didn't flip over, but it definitely wanted us to look at it. There is suffering, and I am getting, you see how this heart is cracked? Where the cracks happen, that's where the light shines through. That's where we have the opportunity to learn. When we lean into what hurts, when we lean into the suffering, when we ask ourselves, why am I putting myself through this? That's when we can really make powerful changes in our life. You've got the Fool card, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, the Three of Wands. You've got the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, and you have the Seven of Swords in reverse. So this is a deep soul connection. You do have a divine pair. Their backs are toward each other, but they're still a pair. And it seems like it's our thoughts that are getting in the way. It's our thoughts that are kind of the problem. And our thoughts are actually not in alignment with the truth, which is what I see with the Seven of Swords in reverse between the King and Queen of Swords. It's like we have to let go of these thoughts that are not in alignment with everything working out okay. We have to let go of these thoughts that are not in alignment with, I can handle this. I can do this. This is within my power. Not to manifest the person back, not to have them back, but to survive regardless, and to be okay, and to be free of suffering regardless. And that is possible. I promise you that is possible. You have the Fool card, the Ace of Cups, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. This is telling me that there is a very bright potential outcome here. It will require both people to completely free themselves of their baggage, of the burdens and the barriers that they've built against love in order to take a complete leap of faith. But there could be a new opportunity for love with the Ace of Cups given by Spirit if both people are able to free themselves of all the heavy baggage that they carried into this and away from this. I'm getting definitely the Ten of Pentacles is possible here. It is going to take patience and planning and divine timing with the Three of Wands. So, you can't rush this. You can't hurry it. I don't think there's anything you can do to speed it up. Nor should you. I don't like the word should, no matter how it's used, really. But, when we allow things to take the time that they need to happen properly and correctly, and I see your person really trying to do that here. They know they're not ready. They know they're not ready to just burst down the door. They want to, believe me, they want to. I feel like they physically want to hold you and be with you. There's just no doubt about it. But they're holding back, and they're holding back because they know that they're not ready. And you don't want someone to come in before they're ready, because it's just going to end the same way that it ended last time. So I think, it's a matter of timing, honestly. I don't like doing this in general readings. I do it in my private readings, but I am just this time. I do it every once in a great while. I'm going to look at Moonology and see if it gives us a timeline. Keep in mind, this is a general reading, so timelines are not very reliable. Okay, you have the full moon in Taurus. Wow. You just have the full moon in Taurus. That is usually around Halloween. It's in Scorpio season. The end of October, beginning of November. This feels like spring to me. Could be between now and then. It says nothing is yet set in stone, so it's just sort of giving me this vibe of like, this isn't a very accurate timeline. Maybe that means something to you. Maybe you were manifesting heavily with the new moon in Taurus about a month ago. And, maybe that's going to be revealed. Maybe you have had a feeling, or you have gotten your own inclination in October or November. In that way, then this would be confirmation for you. But like I said, timelines and general readings are not reliable. So just keep that in mind. All right. I'm going to clean this up, and we are going to look at new love. Oh my gosh, there's a song and it's like, I think it's like, I'm looking for a real love. I just heard it, but I heard new. I heard I'm looking for a new love, and then the next it said it again, and I heard I'm looking for a real love. So it's like it wanted me to know that that what I was singing was not the actual right word, or like what I was hearing was not the actual right word. I don't know, take that as it resonates. You can take it apart all you want, but it feels like there's more symbolism in that than maybe some of you sing the wrong words sometimes, or you make up your own songs. You change lyrics. Could be some kind of confirmation. Maybe you had some kind of conversation with your person about whether or not they were singing the right lyrics. To a song. Guys, let me know if this reading is helpful for you, if you like it. I think I'm getting a delivery. Or somebody is, one of my neighbors. All right, for Pisces, new love. Hold on, I'm just gonna let him freak out for a second before I start. Bubby. I can hear people talking outside. Come here, Bob. Bubber. Oh gosh, you guys. He sounds so funny, like, I'm sure, because you can't see him and you don't know him, but he gets just so wound up. All right, for Pisces, looking at new love. What are Pisces' new love's thoughts, feelings, and potential actions? Their thoughts, please, Spirit. Their thoughts. Wow. Okay. Their feelings. Okay. Their actions. Whoa. Okay, Pisces. Oh my God, Pisces, this is someone you manifested. You have the Magician on the bottom of the deck. This is definitely that energy of what you are seeking is seeking you. You're getting the Ace of Swords in the thoughts. You're getting the Five of Cups in reverse in the heart. I feel like you are going to make everything this person has experienced that did not work out, that they've been focused on, that they have been feeling the loss of and the lack of, you're going to make it make sense. You're going to be the reason that they just don't care anymore, that they don't have past situations. In their actions, you have the Tower. This is going to come out of freaking nowhere. You're not going to be expecting this. You're not going to be looking for this. You're not going into this situation going, oh, gee, maybe I'm going to meet someone that I'm going to fall in love with. It's just going to happen. Wow. All right. Let's go deeper. I feel with the Ace of Swords in the thought process that this is definitely like a soul recognition. Yeah. This person is enchanted by you. They are just absolutely, they feel like they're under your spell. They feel like they don't want to look away. They don't want to be away from you. It's like everything about you I'm even getting. It's like your eye contact. It's the way that you look. I'm getting like heavy emphasis on the mouth. Wow. Lord have mercy. You have bliss on the bottom of the deck. Contentment, satisfaction, security. Pisces. In the heart space with this 5 of Cups in reverse, you have the Green Man. Initiative, fertilization, action. You come into this person's life and they're not going to be the same again. It's like in one moment having your heart going from, I feel like all I ever do is lose, I feel lonely, I feel like I'm never going to find my person, to like, oh my gosh, I just met my everything. I believe that the universe is abundant. I believe in soulmates. I believe. That is what I'm getting here with the Green Man in the heart space, clarifying this emotional loss in reverse. It's like, this is swinging from one extreme to another, or somewhere there on the spectrum, but going from the shadow side to the light side, right? Of, just being in this space of focused on loss and focused on all the opportunities that failed, that did not work out, to, oh my gosh, the world is such a beautiful and wonderful, mysterious and amazing place, and everything that I've ever wanted is right in front of me and I can feel it. This is definitely soul recognition. This is definitely soul recognition, like bam, on first sight. You have the shapeshifter with the Tower here. This is transformation on top of transformation. So there's a lot of things that are going to change very rapidly with the introduction to this person into your life. I mean, there's just no other way of saying it. This is where I am seeking you. And why am I seeking you? Because I'm ready. Why are you seeking me? Because you're ready. I'm seeking you. You're seeking me. We find each other. And this is what happens. Oh my gosh, you are the person that I've been looking for, and I'm the person that you've been looking for, and there's just nothing standing in our way of really experiencing this amazing connection and kind of having it all. And it's like in the moment, do I think, like, I remember distinctly the moment I met my husband, even though it was, gosh, it's over 30 years ago. I felt a shift within me. I don't even know how to say it, but I definitely had a soulmate before him, and that definitely shifted a lot for me. And I definitely really thought that I was meant to be with that person forever. Like, you could not have convinced me. It's still a joke. Like, it's still a joke among people who knew me back then. That there was no way you would have convinced either me or him that we were not meant to be together. Like, we were just absolutely, utterly convinced. And yet when I met my husband, it wasn't the same feeling that I had. It wasn't like fireworks and butterflies and craziness. It was, I felt heat rise to my cheeks for sure. But I also felt that something was never going to be the same again. I felt a literal shift in my core. And I just knew, and I knew what I knew, you know? And it was interesting because before I met my husband, everybody, we worked together, and everybody that worked there that had met him would come up to me and be like, have you met the new assistant manager? He's taller than you, because I'm 6 feet. And my husband is like almost 6'6". And they'd be like, he's taller than you. He's taller than you. And so like I really was not in any way looking to fall in love or anything. I was only there visiting my grandma for a short amount of time, and I definitely was not like, yeah, I might stay here. That wasn't in the realm of possibility for me. And yet I did. I like called my mom within like a week or two and was like, I'm not coming home. She was so mad. But anyway, yeah, you know, it was just, I just knew, I had a deep inner knowing that something within me was never going to be the same. And that is what this feels like to me. It's like, I can still feel it in the pit of my stomach, like how I felt. It was like a big, huge, heavy block got picked up and moved over and put down. It was just, it was so crazy. But it wasn't really crazy. It was quiet, and you might not have noticed it. And, you know, if you weren't plugged in, if you weren't paying attention, because it wasn't like fireworks and all of that. But, you know, man. Whew. All right. Let's go, guys. Okay. In the mental body. Okay, you guys are getting divine intervention. See, what you are seeking, what you are praying for is out there. Synchronicity. So you're going to have signs and synchronicities that tell you, wow. And then you have divine feminine. So, man, oh my God, you guys, on the bottom of the deck, we have that recognition card. Did I tell you it's soul recognition or what? This happens when you're ready for it. When you're in the right energy for it, you're going to start seeing signs and synchronicities. And the divine is going to step in and put this person in your path. And yeah, I don't think anything will ever be the same again. Oh, wow. What a powerful thing unexpectedly. Oh my God. Wow. Okay. So Pisces, for a lot of you, it may be that you find yourself always ending up with a runner, and that this confusion and these melting clocks, that Salvador Dali energy, right? It's like surrealism, where it feels like, wait, why am I not finding someone? Other people are finding, like, I'm a catch. Why am I by myself? Like, I'm so confused. And there's this confusion of the heart, and there's a lot of heavy focus on the past. And the thing is that it is showing me here, and, you know, keep in mind, this is a general reading, and I'm not a doctor, and I'm definitely not trying to diagnose you or anything like that. I am not an expert on you. You are an expert on you. But it's like you attract people who are emotionally unavailable and cannot give you a super rich emotional experience. And part of the reason for that is, for you, autonomy is, I am responsible for how I feel. Autonomy is, I own my feelings. Autonomy is, it is my responsibility to be the reason that I am emotionally content. I can share emotional contentment with another person, but the only way for me to share emotional contentment with another person is for me to reach that place myself. And that's what it feels like. This journey of love has been your greatest teacher, it feels like. It's been a better teacher than any other thing, it feels like to me. You have done more to go within and to focus on yourself and to find your own authenticity and what is truly going to bring you happiness and contentedness, and to be honest with yourself and to be truthful with yourself about who you are and what you're looking for in other people. Whether you ever say that out loud, whether you ever, share that or say that or whatever, it doesn't matter. It's an internal truth of, we know with ourselves what our intentions and our motivations are. And, sometimes we want to be loved in order to feel validated. Sometimes we want to be loved in order to show the world that we are lovable, that we are worthy of it, that we are capable of it. And it's kind of like with this confusion card, it's like I'm seeing you looking at nightmarish people who are completely emotionally immature or completely emotionally unavailable, getting married, having kids, going down this path, sorting it out on the way or not, and you're like, I just don't get it. Like, how are these people able to do this? Because that's their soul journey, because that's how they've agreed to learn these lessons in life, and you've agreed to something different. Or maybe you are advanced emotionally, you are deeper than other people, and to find someone who can match you in that depth is just going to take a while. Maybe it is that your life purpose involves, a lot of education so that you can find a cure for cancer or win the Nobel Peace Prize, or, bring fairness and justice and equality to the world and peace to the world. So that you can make the world a more beautiful place in a different way. And maybe, if you had found love, you would have sacrificed that. You would have chosen the love because you are an emotional being over the accomplishment or what the world needs from your soul in this life. There's a lot of reasons, but it starts to make sense. You start to see the truth here. And sometimes it takes finding what you're looking for in order to understand the truth of your situation. But this journey, this path, this emotional letting go and finding has brought you a lot of insight. And I'm saying you, I could be talking about your person, I could be talking about you, but this feels very much like a mirrored energy here in the heart space. Especially, you could be dealing with another water sign. You do have Scorpio energy here. You also have Gemini, and you also do have strong air energy here. But anyway, let's continue on. This person may understand everything once they meet you. I definitely, many times in my life, I have thought, oh, that's why it didn't work with my first love, I guess I would say. Like many times in my life, when I had a better understanding of life, I realized like, oh no, wow. No, I needed to be with my husband. There's no doubt. My husband is the only person for me. All right. In your actions, you have Ascension, Chaotic, Love Ignites, Fifth Dimension, Careless, and 1111. So this is a really intense connection for sure. There is a really strong foundation to this connection, like that is pre-existing before you meet each other. It feels like you have the 4 here and the 1111 here. And it's just giving me that sense of, you could have had many lifetimes together. You have part of wow. Okay, so for some of you, this is something that starts to come together in the 5D before you actually meet in the 3D. It's, you know, it's like maybe your spirit guides are sort of negotiating the terms or are sort of working out where you're at and where this person's at and the bringing together of it. I'm brought back here to the synchronicity energy where it is really important to pay attention to signs and synchronicities because they are leading you somewhere. In order for spirit to get two people to meet, they are, you know, they are putting breadcrumbs out there and hoping that you're going to follow the breadcrumb path, you know. So pay attention to that. You know, if you see angel numbers or times on the clock, or you start to see 1111, immediately stop and ask yourself, what was I thinking? If you intuitively get that sense of like, I should go to the coffee shop now, or I should run out and get lunch right now. Or I hadn't planned on it, but I'm really getting the vibe that I should go to this place and do takeout or something like that. Then do it. Then do those things. Listen to your intuition, you know, and it will become stronger as well. But these could be potential meetings, you know, like where you come across the path of this person. Yeah, if you're getting the sense that you should leave your job or that you should move or something like that, that may be leading you to your person. All right, you have this energy of chaos, and I'm touching on this not so much as a chaotic energy, but as a lot of things changing very quickly. It's like a complete reshuffling of priorities. It's a complete reshuffling of it's like perspective or perception or something like that. The way we look at something, the way we think about something, the way we prioritize something. It's like you may be going along on sort of a bit of a rigid plan, thinking that, well, this is the path that I'm forging for myself. And there's something about this, meeting this person, that sort of, you know, kind of requires a lot of adaptability, flexibility, spontaneity, something like that. It's going to call on that from you because things change really quickly once you meet this person. It's like your life looks like a different place. And with the careless, it's not that I'm getting careless energy, I'm getting carefree energy. Like, don't worry, just surrender. Just, you see how surrendered she is? She's, you know, she's not trying to fight anything. She's just like, okay, universe, do it, take me where you want me to go. Lead me where you need me to be. Love is igniting here for you, Pisces. Like, that's just all there is to it. I was going to use these cards, but then they just really don't feel right. I'm going to go into what's blocking this mentally. Okay, someone maybe, they find people, they find people and they try to overlook the red flags and they try to kind of tell themselves, well, they're so close. If they were just like this and they didn't do this and they did this instead, then it would work. So, you know, that's something I can work with. And this with the Ace of Swords and the enchanted energy, this is not something that when you meet them or when they meet you, they're like, I need to change anything. This is like, I don't want anything to change about this person. I like them just the way they are. I literally heard that song, Just the Way You Are. Wow. This person, I feel like they're somebody that doesn't date a whole lot or doesn't really put their heart on the line, even if they do date very often, because they consider everyone to be too big a risk. In the heart space, it's like they may date them and see if they can change them, but they don't really allow themselves to get emotionally involved until they can change them or whatever. With you, this person isn't even, this isn't even a thing. This isn't even a thing. I'm getting, it's like, it's like the first time in forever that this person is like, wow. I feel like this person can emotionally hold their own, or is as good as at navigating emotion as I am. You have love as the answer as the blockage in the actions, and it says love won't solve your problems. You need to work on being independent. I honestly feel like there is a practical side to this. I even remember when I met my husband, it's like I kind of wanted the fireworks. I kind of wanted all of that. And you know, I mean, I'm not going to say that there were not any, but like it was, especially when I first met him, it was just like, boom, I've changed. I just have this deep inner knowing. And then as we dated, definitely there were fireworks. But just finding the love of my life did not solve all of my problems. There's still something here in reality where we have to stay practical. And I feel like there are a lot of changes that have to take place. Maybe you're falling in love with someone who's not in your country or not in your state or not in your proximity. Maybe you're falling in love with someone who, you know, you work with, and one of you is going to have to leave the company before you could go public with this. Maybe one of you, do you see what I'm saying? It's like, there are things here that are going to have to be worked out, and they may affect like how quickly we can act upon this connection, even after we realize the connection, after we have the soul recognition. What is this connection trying to teach you? Okay, energy flows where my intention goes, and the key prayer is to forget what I think I need. This, I feel like this is about expectations. You know, a lot of times we think like, you know, we'll have an expectation like, well, my person will be like this, or I need my person to be like this. I need my person to be constantly reassuring me. I need my person to, you know, have a career and make a certain amount of money, or have their own car and their own house, or there's something here about not being quite as rigid, or this isn't settling energy, but it is accepting someone on their terms and actually trying to see the beauty in that. You know, I mean, maybe someone doesn't have a car because they live in New York City and they take mass transit everywhere. I have a lot of friends in New York City, and like only a very small amount of them have cars. I don't know why that came up, by the way. But if that is resonating with you, that's hysterical, and that is definitely for you. And you have your reasons, and there's no judgment there. But this is also saying, you know, we don't want to bring past energy into this new situation. We don't want to sort of project onto this person all of our past hurts from past relationships. And like, I had a boyfriend that cheated on me for years, so I just need you to be completely transparent with me. I need you to let me see your phone. I need you to let me look at your Facebook profile. I need you to let me basically openly spy on you. That's the level of transparency I need. No, you don't want to bring that into it. You need to, like, I'm not telling you what you need to do here, but like the approach that is healthy is getting yourself to a place of secure attachment before sort of getting into this, returning to a place of secure attachment, and possibly even if you had been secure attachment. There's a lot of really good stuff on the internet about attachment and getting yourself even to a secure attachment style. But to work with yourself and to work with, you know, what happened and healing it and bringing yourself to a place of safety within yourself where you have released the fight or flight, you have released the trauma, the, you know, you've worked through it yourself to the place that you don't need someone else to prove something to you based on what someone else did. You know what I mean? I'm getting just a lot of also trust the universe and go with the flow. Just not to have expectations and to just let it surprise you. Let it open up and reveal itself to you. Lovingly and gently. Letting it be what it is, a new beginning, and allowing it to be both new and a beginning. Not a continuation of anything from the past. All right. Don't know why we're going over that. All right, so let's look at the best possible outcome for this new love situation. Yeah, it's interesting because in the what's blocking you, I don't know if I said this or not, but on the bottom of the deck, you have insecurities. Work on building your confidence and feeling safe in your relationship. Underneath that is boundaries. All right, best possible outcome for the new love. I'm going to clarify the devil, of course. But you have the Page of Cups, the King of Swords, the Devil, the Knight of Cups, the Five of Wands in reverse, the Queen of Pentacles upright, and the Eight of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. So this is something of, okay. All right, I'm just going to get one more on the devil. Guys, I mean, I'm telling you, this is not letting fear and illusion cloud this space. And holding this responsible for someone from the past that was in and out of your life. This is seeing this clearly and truthfully as its own entity, as its own thing completely. And allowing yourself to be in your... It always comes back to this song to me. It's Robin, Love Like You've Never Been Hurt Before. I'm going to love you like I've never been hurt before, or something like that. It was like popular... I'm going to say like in the 2010 teen time, Robin, R-O-B-Y-N. But it's like, you have the Seven of Pentacles energy on the bottom of the deck, and then you have the Seven of Pentacles energy clarifying the devil. And sometimes things take as long as they take. And I don't know if this is having fear that this isn't going to happen, so continuously allowing someone from your past to keep re-entering your life and leaving with the Knight of Wands, or if it is holding this person responsible for what a past person who was unreliable and came in and out of your life did or taught you about relationships. It was not healthy, it was toxic, and it is allowing yourself to learn that lesson and to close that cycle and to close that chapter and to not bring that with you here. To allow yourself to really just follow your heart with reckless abandon instead of you know, bringing all this hurt, all this anxiety, all this pain with you. I do feel like there is someone here who is really authentic and really emotional, and it's probably you, Pisces, with the Page of Cups. And then there's someone here who is a King of Swords, who is logical and analytical, a bit detached, maybe sometimes cold. But if you look at this King of Swords, he's really interested in this Page of Cups. It's not that, you know, he is the King of Swords for a reason, because that is the energy that he developed to a level of mastery, and it's probably his strongest suit, right? But he is looking at this Page of Cups and in sort of an admiring way of like, I'm curious about this. I would like to know more about this. I would like to get to know you. Because you are not like me, and because you possess something that I deeply want but do not really have, or if I have it, I'm not in touch with it, and maybe you can show me. The Page of Cups is a student as well as a messenger, and so it may even be in the way that you communicate things or something that this person is really like, I feel awestruck. You know, it's like, wow, you possess an energy and a power that I just do not, and I want to learn from you, which is different than you're emotional, you're too much, I'm emotionally unavailable, and I have to be that way because I've been traumatized. No, this is just, I'm really well educated, or maybe, you know, I have a job in law enforcement or the military, or I'm a judge or a lawyer. And in for my career, for this path that I've chosen, that I've really developed myself in, I need to have a sense of detachment. I need to be this way where I don't connect with my emotions. And maybe I've forgotten the importance of it. But now that I'm looking at you and I'm seeing it in you, I'm inspired to learn from you about this. It's not like I don't have emotions, or I'm completely detached and I'm not interested in it and I am the way I am and I need you just to accept that. It's the opposite. It's like, I am this way, and because I am this way, I am even more drawn to you and more curious about you, and realize how much I have to learn from you, and I want to learn from you. But yeah, this is about following your heart. This new love situation with the Knight of Cups, you know, and it is being free to follow your heart, and I feel like that is for both of you. With the Five of Wands in reverse, this is just saying that, you know, this could be a love that sort of exists in a bubble, you know, where you're not really exposed to a lot of external conflict or chaos, drama, interference, stuff like that. It may be something that you're keeping very quiet into yourself. Like, maybe you've learned that lesson. Maybe they have too. Maybe that's the nature of the beast. Maybe if you're dating your boss at work or something, you have to keep it quiet. Like, you can't let it out because it's against company policy or whatever. But it feels to me that this relationship has a chance to kind of take root without obstacles, without delays, without interference. With the Queen of Pentacles here, you definitely see the value in each other, and you're both definitely trying to nurture this connection, and you both are, you know, powerful and capable in your own right, and really able to provide for yourself, and you are stable in your own right. I feel like you are both willing and ready to receive from each other commitment, truth, care, nurturing energy, healthy, healing energy. With the Knight of Wands, communication is definitely a strong suit. You may speak from the heart, and they may speak from a really articulate, educated, wise place. So you may come from different places, but there is constant communication. There's always a back and forth. It also, this Eight of Wands is giving me that there's not space in the togetherness. Like, this isn't someone that is gonna, you know, say, this is overwhelming me, I've got to go take a break. You know, this is someone they will always be in contact with you. There will always be a back and forth communication. With the Seven of Pentacles, this is a matter of time. Like, this is a matter of nurturing, putting energy, investing in it. The more you invest, the more payoff you will get. I mean, it feels like it definitely has the potential to stand the test of time. You're made for each other. You got twin flames on the bottom of this deck. All right, guys, this is what I have for you with this new love and past love reading. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. If it does, let me know. I love to hear from you, and I also would love to hear from you if this was a useful reading and if this brought you clarity and peace. And yeah, if it resonated, of course. Until next time, guys, I wish you all the best always, always, always. Bye-bye.